To know the Philippines is to understand its heart, which beats with a warmth as constant as its tropical sun. Situated in the western Pacific Ocean, it is a sprawling collection of islands, a historical gateway to Asia, and a crossroads of trade, culture, and power. A place where East meets West, a fascinating dance of history and culture. Not merely a location on a map, but a vibrant tapestry woven from countless stories, traditions, and the resilient spirit of its people. Often the first landmass west from the vast Pacific, it has welcomed travelers for centuries. Its strategic position shaped a multifaceted identity it proudly wears today. The soul of the Philippines is not found in its geography alone, but in its people. Filipinos are renowned for unparalleled hospitality, welcoming strangers like long-lost family, a ready smile, and an eagerness to help. It's a trait that has charmed visitors for generations, turning tourists into lifelong friends. This warmth is authentic, a collective spirit valuing connection, community, and the joy of sharing stories. The experience of the Philippines feels profoundly personal and deeply memorable. The name Philippines recalls its Spanish colonial past, named for King Philip II. Yet the nation's identity extends far beyond. A land of over 100 ethnic groups, each with distinct languages, customs, and traditions. Ancient rituals thrive alongside modern sensibilities. A journey across the islands is a cultural exploration through layered histories and heritage. Today, the Philippines balances rapid development with preserving its cultural and natural treasures. Having weathered countless storms, literal and metaphorical, it remains a beacon of warmth and hope. An archipelago not just of land masses, but of over 100 million smiles. Every island has a story, every person a song, and every visitor carries its spirit home, promising to return. This is the Philippines, welcoming shores, timeless sun, and a warmth that lingers long after you leave. The geography of the Philippines is a masterpiece of nature's design. An archipelago of 7,141 islands, with new islets still being mapped. Broadly grouped into Luzon to the north, the Visayas in the center, and Mindanao in the south. Luzon's towering cordilleras, Visayas' pristine beaches, and Mindanao's fertile plains and volcanic peaks define distinct landscapes. Embraced by the Philippine Sea, South China Sea, and Celebes Sea, waters within the Coral Triangle, the global center of marine biodiversity, vibrant reefs and gentle giants like whale sharks. Mighty rivers carve the land and sustain communities, from Cagayan in Luzon to the Rio Grande in Mindanao. Mountains, many volcanic, rise along the Pacific Ring of Fire. Mount Apo, the highest peak, and Mount Mayon, famed for its perfect cone and volatile beauty. These ranges feed great rivers and shelter unique flora and fauna. They are sacred to ancient cultures, silent sentinels of history. Beyond famed peaks and beaches, countless wonders await. The iconic Chocolate Hills, a surreal sea of green mounds. The Banawe Rice Terraces, ancient engineering carved by hand over 2 millennia. Palawan's subterranean river, a UNESCO journey into the earth. These treasures inspire pride and the duty of careful preservation. Mountains, rivers, and seas, a living mosaic that shapes life and imagination across the archipelago. The Filipino dining table is the heart of the home, where families gather, stories are shared, and life is celebrated. Food is a cultural pillar, an expression of love, hospitality, and community. Salty, sour, sweet, and savory, harmoniously balanced in one spread. Rice anchors every meal, from breakfast to dinner, and roots cuisine in agricultural heritage. Filipino cuisine blends indigenous flavors with Spanish, Chinese, and American influences. Stews, lechon, and festive rice dishes enrich the feast. Pancit, soy, and tofu, staples of everyday comfort. Practical convenience and fast food favorites found a home, yet the soul remains distinctly Filipino. Among national dishes, adobo reigns, meat stewed in soy, vinegar, garlic, and peppercorns. Every region and every family makes it their own. Sinigang, a sour, savory hug, cools the tropical day and tastes like home. From Bicol's spice and coconut to Pampanga's sizzling sisig, each region boasts beloved signatures. Street food thrives, bold, affordable, and joyfully shared. Pandesal mornings, merienda afternoons, and dinners together, rituals that nourish bonds. To explore Filipino food is to travel through history, geography, and culture, one bite at a time. In every flavor, a story. In every meal, a memory that welcomes you back. Daily life is rooted in community and family, the Filipino concept of kapwa. a shared self. Extended families often live together or nearby, a powerful support system. Respect is lived in gestures and in care across generations. From bustling cities to tranquil provinces, routine and relationships set the pace. Nearly every town has a fiesta, parades, costumes, music, and dance. Signature festivals draw millions. Exuberant expressions of faith, identity, and joy. Hospitality becomes boundless. Strangers are invited to share the feast. Bayanihan, once seen in neighbors literally moving a house together. Today, it lives on in community projects and mutual aid. Filipinos balance work, family, and leisure with intention. Evenings are for coming home, sharing meals and stories. Traditions endure in small routines, a social fabric kept strong by care, celebration, and togetherness. Getting around is an adventure. The DPWH-managed national roads form the backbone of land travel. The Pan-Philippine or Maharlika Highway links Luzon to Mindanao via roads, bridges, and ro-ro ferries. City arteries are smooth. Provincial routes range from paved to rugged. Commutes weave a chaotic yet functional ballet, crowned by the iconic jeepney. Upcycled from Dawi Twu jeeps, jeepneys ply fixed routes. Tricycles offer door-to-door rides. Ferries, from big vessels to bangkas, knit islands together. Ro-ro transformed mobility and trade. Bus rides reveal terraces and coasts, punctuated by meals at carinderias. Despite congestion and uneven roads, patience and shared experience define the trip. Media informs, entertains, and hosts public discourse. TV long-reigned. Evening news in Filipino and English, followed by prime-time teleseries. A social media capital. Platforms connect families, including millions overseas. Digital tools democratize voices, but fuel battles with disinformation. News adapts with digital subscriptions and real-time feeds. Independents diversify perspectives. Streaming empowers local storytellers. Content goes viral on social buzz. A democratic republic with a presidential system influenced by the United States. Executive led by the president, the bicameral Congress, and the Supreme Court with lower courts. Policies support millions working abroad. Remittances sustain households and the economy. Major projects aim to spur growth, decongest cities, and connect regions. 4Ps and universal health care seek improved welfare and access to services. Governance provides the scaffolding within which society strives and evolves. Philippine pop culture dazzles, beloved stars, infectious music, and stories that mirror the nation's heart. Legends like Sharon Cuneta and Vilma Santos anchored decades of cinema and song. P-pop's global stride stands beside OPM's timeless anthems, voices that carry pride to the world. Love teams spark collective swoons and water cooler talk across generations. Social creators redefine fame, authentic, funny, and proudly Filipino. What makes the Philippines special transcends beaches, food, and festivals. It is an enduring spirit, resilient, joyful, profoundly humane. A smile found even in hardship, tempered by centuries of challenges. Ancient traditions coexist with modern trends. Catholic faith interweaves with folklore. Asian roots blend with Spanish and American influences. Pakikipagkapwa, seeing oneself in others, cultivates belonging at home and abroad. Complex and layered, it defies easy labels and offers new stories to every seeker. Its heartbeat is in music, in laughter, and in the warmth of its people. More than islands, it is a home, a sanctuary, a constant source of wonder. Visitors leave with heavy hearts and promises to return. The Philippines is special because it does not just show its beauty, it shares its soul.